So imagine 10 years ago, you were flying high. You had a great job. You was, you know, getting a promotion in your job, probably got a missus, kids on the way potentially. Things were looking up. Things were looking great for you. You get what I'm saying? Like it looked like you were on the up and up. Imagine then you fast forward 10 years later, all of that's gone. And now you're in such a bad position, you don't even know you don't know what is up or down. You actually don't know. You're in the most peakest of positions right now. Mrs. is gone. Barely see your kid. You're you're fighting for that custody. The job you've got now, yo, something happened. Deal went wrong. Deal went badly. Now you're just doing whatever it is that you're doing now. 10 years. Now, 10 years, depending on how you look at it, could be seen as a long time. It could be seen as a short time. Yo, in that period of time, I promise you, it goes by just like that. Just like Leicester City. 10 years ago, they were winning the Premier League. 10 years. 10 years ago, we were talking about Leicester City winning the Premier League. 2016 is when they won the Premier League, people. 2016. We're now talking 2026. Leicester City have been relegated to League One. Mental. Absolutely mental. And it's just been a shambles, since they got relegated in the first place. It's just been a shambles, for them as a football club. Obviously, they've had things that have happened, and I'm not here to dismiss those things that have happened to the football club. Obviously, death of an owner and things like that, of course, happening. So there have been circumstances that have contributed to the downfall of Leicester City at this moment in time, right? But when you look at the team, when you look at some of these players, and you think to yourself, okay, like, most teams in the championship, I mean, you just look here. This is just from last game, right? You look at that 11. You're telling me that 11 is relegate, like that's a relegation 11. Now, granted, they had the 6 points deduction. So technically speaking, had they had those obviously 6 points put back onto the scoreboard, they wouldn't have been relegated right now. They'd still have a fighting chance. They'd still be in a relegation battle, but they wouldn't be relegated. Take out Begovic, cool. But are you telling me, yes, Vestergaard and Lascelles are quite old, to be fair, Pereira, Skip, but Reed, Mukasa, Fatau, Daka, like, are you telling me that that's an 11 that gets relegated, considering the teams that are even in the championship and some of the players that are in the championship? I'll just, I'll even just take a look at, let's just take a look at, let's say, like a Derby, just as an example. Yeah, and this is no disrespect, by the way, to Derby. I'm not trying to make fun of them as a football club. Like, listen, hats off to you guys for doing what you're doing. But you trying to tell me that this team is like so good that it should be? Obviously, they're on form and they're doing their thing. Morris is obviously getting them, quite a bit. But is Morris that good? I don't think so. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, talent-wise, I don't think Morris is as good as Daka. But obviously, talent can only get you so far. And I think that's been the problem with Leicester City, is that I think the manager spoke about this after the game. It's not about doing things when it's nice. You got to be able to do it when things are a bit antsy and stuff like that. I think that's what he was talking about after the game. Obviously, visibly, annoyed, angry, and stuff like that. Of course, his team just got relegated, so of course he's going to be a little bit peed off. But this kind of form that you're talking about in the last 5 games, you've got no wins, 3 draws, 2 losses. Like, this was not this is relegation form. You have the same kind of form as a Sheffield Wednesday, who everyone obviously, they were always getting relegated, kind of thing. You got I mean, even Oxford United have got better form in the last few games. Blackburn have got better form when we're looking at it here and on the table. It's just such poor form, and they've just been like that throughout the season. I mean, if you look at it, they've lost 18 matches this season. Forget the 6-point deduction, you still lost 18 games. That happened. Did you get what I'm saying? Like, that actually happened. Now, obviously, granted, you haven't lost as much as, say, other teams, but you still lost a lot of games. You're still not getting the points that you needed to get. 11 wins this season. 11 wins puts them, they have won the third least from what I can see here. Yeah, the third least in the entire season. And I'm not even, let's even take out Sheffield Wednesday because that's just whatever, right? I'll go from Leicester upwards. That's you're literally just behind Oxford on one. We're talking about Oxford United, and again, no disrespect to Oxford United, no disrespect. We won 11 games this season. What the hell did you guys think was going to happen? You know what I mean? I saw the table. Southampton were behind. I can't remember if it was on New Year's Day or the beginning of Jan, but I think I saw something that said, Southampton were, they were sitting below Leicester City at one point in the table. And then look at Southampton now. Did you know what I mean? Southampton are now, themselves battling, trying to get, automatic promotion. May probably not get it because Ipswich got a couple of games in hand, but that's what they're battling for. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately for Leicester City, it's just and the worst thing about it, well, not the worst thing, because obviously I guess there's nothing realistically worse than getting relegated anyway. But I think one of the things that I kind of looked at, just from them, like as a perspective, it's almost very similar to like Tottenham. Don't ever think you're too good to go down. Don't think because this happened 10 years ago when you had the likes of N'Golo Kante, Riyad Mahrez, you can't say the drink waters. When you had these kind of players in your team, don't think you're too good to go down. You went down with Maddison, Jamie Vardy, Yuri Tillemans, Ndidi. You went down with those players, and now you're doing worse with those players in the obviously bar a Jamie Vardy and a James Maddison, but you went down with those kind of players. With those kind of like that, that's what you was going down with. And then obviously with this whole, obviously them getting the points deduction and things like that, obviously that's not going to help, right? I get that. That's not going to help, and it's going to put your team, your club, should I say, in problems that it probably didn't necessarily want to have to deal with, at this kind of moment, in time. So let's take a look at that now quickly, just before we head on out of here. So you guys can see here, obviously it comes with, look, getting relegated, of course, as we know, it comes with its own financial question marks after being deducted 6 points for exceeding the maximum loss threshold through the 23-24 season by 20.8 million. Last month, the club reported another huge loss of 71.1 million for the 24-25 season. And the second season was as a Premier League club, which is... they've been operating at a wages to turnover ratio of more than 100% for the 2 seasons, meaning they were paying out more just on salaries than they generated, which is absolutely ridiculous. And these are the kind of things that are putting Leicester and clubs like Leicester into problems. Wages dropped to 82% for the Premier League relegation season, largely due to television income, but they still had several big earners. Those players had clauses that reduced their wages upon relegation, but Leicester have still had several of the highest paid players in the championship. I mean, look, Patson Daka, Ricardo Pereira, Winks will be out of contract in the summer, so that's obviously good in terms of money-wise for them. But Oliver Skip, he's contracted through to 2029. Vestergaard remains under contract after being given a 3-year deal just before his 31st birthday. It's going to be difficult trying to get rid of these type of players. And then there's the issue of Leicester's loan from Australian Investment Bank. Now, this is obviously quite key. In September, they went to Macquarie to bring forward instalments due from the transfers of Tom Cannon, Casey McAteer, and James Justin. In January, they rolled over another loan to take in their last remaining parachute payment. Top has previously written off hundreds of millions of pounds, but now it seems Macquarie has been providing lots of the advance funding, spending future monies due. I mean, they're just leaving themselves in such a, and the fact that they're going down to League One, like it might have been, I wouldn't even say it would have been okay. It would have been better, obviously, staying in the championship, right? With television revenues much lower in League in League One. That's how you know I've been watching too much French football. There will come a point when there is not much left to take out loans against. From next season, clubs in League One will be restricted to spending 60% of their extra football income, such as prize money, cup earnings, transfer fees received, on player-related expenditure. With many players still at the club on, in League One terms, astronomical wages, it will be tough for Leicester to operate within these parameters. It's just not looking good for them. I can't lie to you. It's just not looking good for them. And I think now you're kind of in this, I can't even say limbo, because they know what's kind of going on, but you're in this kind of state now where, yo, this could get really, really dark for you. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, you could be almost in like a Leeds type of situation where obviously just only now Leeds have, come back into the Premier League. Obviously they got relegated, then they came back again. Maybe you can potentially find your way back there, but yeah, it could get really, it seems like one of these situations where it has to get worse before it gets better. And I don't know what worse looks like. I mean, they've got some absolute fantastic facilities over there at Leicester. Brilliant. Like, they're gonna have the best facilities in the League One. I promise you. In fact, they probably have the best facilities in the Championship. Can't think of anybody else realistically. There could be some, but they probably had the best in the Championship. So you definitely got the best in League One. All those facilities ain't helping none. Some of those players obviously need to stand up and be counted. Of course, Harry Winks going at the fans, that doesn't help in situations like this. You need the fans on your side. You actually need them. So you might need to even just bite your tongue on quite a lot. You might need to bite your tongue. You're not in a position to open your mouth unless someone's physically, verbally, threatening you. Fair enough. Obviously, I can't say for sure, but if that's not the case, Harry Winks, you keep your mouth quiet. You keep your mouth quiet. Trust. You are not in a position to open your mouth and say anything but sorry. And the quicker you understand that, the quicker you'll get why fans are going to get onto you. The same fans that are paying your wages are the same ones you need to be, yo, I need these guys on my side. Like I said, obviously, if someone's physically, verbally threatening you and stuff like that, of course, though, we're not silly. But if it's not that, you keep quiet. I saw Hamzi Chowdhury coming out after the game, speaking to the fans. Yo, you need that. Harry Winks should be on his fucking knees. Should be apologizing. Sorry. Let me pay for your tickets to go home, or pay for your tickets for obviously coming in. These are the kind of things that I don't know, by the way, if they've done it or not done it. Maybe they have. So credit to them. I'll just, caveat that. I'll put a disclaimer out there. Credit to them if they have done so. But if not, yo, let's get to popping. You need to be giving some of your wages away. Trust, because right now it's your fault. Not all your fault, but you play a major part in what has gone wrong with Leicester City. A lot of those players, because they have massively underperformed. So, yeah, listen, sorry for Leicester. It's unfortunate, but we move. Football is such a it's a harsh sport. Really, really harsh. It's very unforgiving at times. This happens to be one of those times for Leicester City, man. So let's wait and see the fallout from all of this. I'm sure they're going to be speaking about this quite a lot over the next couple of days. So let me know your thoughts, Leicester fans. How you guys feeling? Well, I know how you're feeling, but just, yeah, this is a safe space. So let me know your kind of thoughts and everything in and around. And yeah, I'll catch you guys.